Here we are down in the Fatherlode. How's the trip, Eladon? We are far beneath the earth now, Pine Wolf, and a feeling has been growing on my mind for some time now. I think someone, or something, has watched as we descended. I cannot pinpoint it, but I believe some intelligence has observed our passage from Zudrugund. Something else has made me uneasy. How such as Frithgar's brew, how much of it has Nar already consumed, and how much remains? The dwarf has been alert for our descent, but what happens when the steaming brew has been exhausted? Well, that's a good question. A very good question. Ah, just the stuff. Now stop dallying and follow me. We are almost there. Alright. We're almost there. Let us see what we have. Behold, the great wheel of the old father. We also have the great bats that are going to get in my way. Actually, there you go. How about that? Why are none of the bats attacking Nar? Maybe they're used to him? And that we are unwelcome guests? You know, like, Nar's been here for quite a while. If he's a friend of Thor. Ooh. I do not like this. Why do the bats of this cavern not attack the dwarf? Why does he walk around them without danger? Wadu came into this mine full of fear and uncertainty. What happened here that he emerged from it with courage? Courage that will lead him to his death. The longer this journey takes, the more questions it poses, Pine Wolf. I want to be above ground again, in the sunlight. Well, I suppose going to be in the sunlight is certainly not unusual. Why, yes, the braids of your beard are particularly well done this day. Well, he's starting to go touched. Yes, Eladon? Is it the smell of the brew that has kept the bats from attacking Nar? We should hope that it was not, for he seems to have exhausted it. A few more drops may remain, but the odor is much less than it was, and he seems to be falling once more out of awareness. There is a gate ahead, and if I have learned anything about dwarves, it is that such a gate certainly has a lever somewhere to open it. Find the lever and return to us, Pine Wolf, and we will proceed. I fear that this journey will soon end in failure, for without a guide that can speak to us in ways we understand, what can we hope to learn here? Well, there is that question. Well, let's see. I suppose we need to go up this way. Now, I don't think you really need to fight these things. Now, I forgot about the Wibberlings. See, the Wibberlings, they might have to be fought. Let's see. Oh, oh! I burned the. Of course, if you go around burning the cave claws, they're going to take exception to that, I suppose. Which of the two paths is it? Is it up or to the side? I guess we'll find out in a moment. Of course, all these Gwibberlings may be saying, "Hey, you went too far!" And then he went too far. I think you have to go around twice. Yeah, definitely have to fight the Gwibberlings. Up and around, up and around, up and... Ah, here's the lever up here. Yes. Throw the lever. And way down there. Okay, so there are all the people in the quest. There's the... Where's the gate? So I've never bothered looking at the gate before. Okay, there's the gate right there, which is locked. There are Eladon, Nona, and Nar. I've never bothered looking at this before, so yeah, the gate opens, and yes, they all move forward and disappear, and probably reappear down there or something like that. Okay, I have, after all the times I have done this quest, okay, a rock climbing cat. I've never bothered to check that out. What I have bothered to do is get myself lost, apparently. How did I manage to do that? Oh. Okay. Never mind. Let's get downstairs and speak with, well, Eladon, or whoever it is I need to speak to. It says, rejoice. Oh no, rejoin. Rejoice. Rejoin Eladon, Nona, and Nar below. I suppose I could have directly jumped down there, but that would have been... Maybe I shall test that when I do the burglar. Because I think it would be within... That's in Crunchy Zone. Yes, I know they're gone. I saw them move out and disappear. So, let's see if I remember when I get to Enenwise to jump down when I have the burglar. Making sure, of course, that I activate the safe fall skill first. That would be good. Hello, Eladon. I am sorry we did not wait, Pine Wolf, but Nar gave a shout and ran forward when the gate opened, and we did not want to lose him. He is just ahead with Nona. All right. Let's see what's going on in there. Why have you brought me here, dwarf? Do you even remember? Roast mutton. I'm sorry, Nona. He is no longer aware of us. He seems now only distant memories. But why? What was the body of this Gwyber supposed to tell us? Aye, he was a burned dwarf. I saw him face many a fearsome beast, but none so deadly as that which lived beneath the earth. Did his heart quail in his chest? No, it did not. I care not for the exploits of some ancient dwarf. Did his axe hand tremble? It did not. Did his axe hand tremble? Yeah. Well, Eladon? Nona. The wounds of this Gwyber are still fresh. It has been dead for no longer than a week. Courage rose unbidden in his veins, and he struck the beast once, twice, thrice. These are sword wounds, not axe wounds. In his own way, I think Nar is telling us two stories, not one. I believe that a dwarf named Hervane slew a great beast beneath the mountains. But I believe too that your brother Wadu found his courage here in the depths and slew this great Gwyber. Wadu? Can this be true? Can it? My brother? Even after the terrible things my father said to him? And even after what I said to him in my frustration? he mastered his fear, Pine Wolf, and achieved a victory that even the bravest and strongest warriors of the Uncouth could not hope to match. And now he is gone, slain by enemies who waited in hiding for him to pass. The cowards! They were nothing compared to the great beast, but they laid him low where even it could not. My Wadu! I know the road, son of Elrond. That way lies death. What did you say? Treachery! Treachery and deceit! You who walk the paths of the dead, beware! How do you know these things? Answer me, Nar! Answer me! Second from the left? That is what I heard. Aye, slightly underdone. It is hopeless. Pine Wolf, can you tell me what just happened? You're expecting me to know the answer to this? You're the one who's been alive for a couple of thousand years. How can Nar know of the errand of the Grey Company, Pine Wolf? And more than that, how can he know of my father's words to my brother and me? How can he know we were considering taking the paths of the dead once we meet with Aragorn? I must tell Halberd and the other rangers of this. I think things may have just become more complicated. Oh, wonderful! As if things were easy and straightforward already.
The road of the Grey Company has brought us already over field and under stone, but a gathering dread has settled upon me here in Enedwyth. Who is this dwarf now? How can he know where our road may take us? And I feel this question most sharply of all. Can we trust his words?
How does Nar know about the road? And can we trust his words? Interesting questions. Probably even more complicated than that linguistic question I was asking in the last episode. Well then, hello Frithgear.
Nar has often said peculiar things. It is difficult to determine what he means by them.
And I do not know what this all means. He has had an extremely long and extremely painful life, as I understand it, and only faithful Frithgear remains now to tell him to continue it. These men with you, these rangers, they seem disturbed by what Nar has said. Can he ease their minds? I fear they will do him some harm, and I cannot allow that. Alright, well, I will speak with them and see what I can do. Cornier. Hello.
What can the dwarf have meant by that?
I am completely at a loss, Pine Wolf. How can Nar have known what Elrond said to his sons before we departed to Rivendell? And what does it mean that he does know it? It feels like we are mired in something we do not understand. We cannot afford to ignore this mystery, for it may threaten the very purpose of our journey. But what will we discover? We must take a rest, in any event. We can talk to this later. I hope things will be more clear. Well then, what's more clear? How are these trousers compared to my current ones? Might. Well, let's see. Agility. Well, vitality. Will. Okay. Fate. Fate's the first one that I need that's significantly improved here. Maximum power. Meh. 25. Well, I will take that, but I'll decide later on whether or not it's going to be something that I will actually use in there. Let's see. Okay, we want book 3, not book 4.
Like this.
I do not like this, Pine Wolf. How has Nar come to know of our potential road? That Elrond advised his sons to remember the paths of the dead, for we may have need to walk them, was known to but a few, and all of them trustworthy. Something is not right about this. It will not be long before we must set out again, but in the time before we do, we must learn what we can about Nar's recent activities. There may be some clue in them to reveal about the sources of his knowledge concerning our errand. Speak with Frithgeir about Nar. He proved helpful in returning his friend to clarity, short-lived though it was, and may help us again. Well, alright. I will see if there's anything useful that can be gleaned out of this. Anything else you could tell me about Nar?
I'm sorry he upset you. Nar means no harm.
Yes, a few days before Wadu the Dunlanding came to Zargran, I noticed Nar spending a great deal of time looking through some of the bookshelves for something. I thought it odd because he generally takes little interest in the books and records here, but he did not speak of it, and I did not ask what drove his examination. I can tell you which sections of shelves it was, but there are a lot of books to go through. I do not know if that will be of any assistance, but you are welcome to seek a common thread if it may help you with your friends. Look at the shelves to the southeast here, along the illuminated statue. All right, fine. Let's have a look at some bookshelves. Even though there are a bunch of them, and a bunch of books at each of the shelves. So what are the odds I pick out the... Look at all these books. You think that I could go through each of the books on the bookshelves and say, is there a common thread between one of the books in each shelf? Yeah, unlikely. Yeah, here we go. Kari was a little dwarf, smaller than you and me, and wherever Kari went, he took an axe or 3. One axe for his left hand, one axe for his right, one axe to carve the roast he ate most every night. Now one day the orcs did call, they came right up to the gate. "Come on out," he said, "we'll have a feast, don't be late." The dwarves knew what that meant. They knew it very well. If they went to see the orcs, they'd not hear the dinner bell. Do you know what Kari said? He said it loud and clear. "I will go to see the orcs and give them things to fear." "But you're so little," said the dwarves. They told him not to go. But Kari went. He would not stop till he faced the orcs below. The orcs laughed. "What can you do? Just hold still, we'll get the skewers." They turned their backs, and that was that. So we called him Kari Orc Hewer. Kari Orc Hewer. All right, fine. Whatever. And here we have Hail, Thrain, King under the mountain. Preparations for leaving the Coombe are well underway, and it will not be long before our people are ready to depart for the Blue Mountains. The great wheels in the depths have turned without them. I wonder for how long. I am writing this letter to express my concerns about Nar. You know as well as anyone the things he has seen, and his service to your father cannot be questioned. He deserves much better than he has gotten. He seems not even to see me these days, so I must endure the retelling of my own exploits 2, 4, or a dozen years in the past. It makes me sad to think of it now, and his excitement in each recounting, the previous one forgotten, saddens me all the more. This is why I must ask your permission to remain when all the others go. Nar will not go to the Blue Mountains, and I wish to stay here and look out for him. My son, too, wishes to stay. He is young and knows nothing of our real home. This to him is no exile, but the Blue Mountains would be. I do not want to deprive Frithgeir of the only home he has known. I will do whatever you command, of course, but this is my desire, if it may be your wish to grant it. Hervin Drakeslayer. So you note, this ties in with the story down below. Hervin Drakeslayer. So he killed a drake. His name is Hervin, and that was discussed in that story. And that Hervin's son is Frithgar, who's the one who's supervising Nar. So Frithgar doesn't know too much about the hit. Now, I've presumed that he knows that the rest of the dwarves all went to the Blue Mountains. I presume that was to what's now called Thorn's Gate. And that then fills in and answers the questions of where the dwarves went that you may have in the previous chapter in there. It is my hope that these musings on the great variety of plant life found within the coombe will be of help to those who, by want or need, find themselves uncertain of the herb's utility or a vegetable's properties. It is clear that such knowledge is fading from people. Thor has commanded that the opening of a new wing in the mines beneath Zagragund, but my own studies have been, of necessity, self-directed. I do not complain. The gems they have taken from the old wings stir my heart as much as they would my fellows, but there is as much to be learned from the green as those from the stone. But I ramble, as I often do, and called upon to defend my interest. And he's listing, of course, herbs, and the next herb is easily found throughout the coombe. Simply follow your nose, and on a calm day of calm weather, its sweet smell will guide you most easily to patches of Hulwu haraz growing in the grassy slopes. The name in fact means sweet water, as the Dunlandings to whom I have spoken believe the smell will drive away evil beings. When the herb is crushed and added to water containing the petals of the Nijam Maidu and the fruit of the Kibu Luz, steeping the solution for an hour produces a strange-smelling brew that I have noted for its ability to provide clarity of thought and heightened reasoning. It does seem that its effectiveness dulls when repeated use, and the brew should therefore not be overused. And that is why, of course, that the brew given to Nar is only given to him sparingly and in great need, because, yes, it is one that the more it's used, the less effective it is. Hello, Nar. Anything about those books you were looking at?
You have brought the gemstones? Good, good. These will do very nicely.
Right. Gemstones. Whatever. Apparently, we're not going to get any answers to that. So what are we going to do? We have to discuss that in the next episode of Piney Plays The Lore Master.